Here with Hofstra head coach Dennis Papadatos following a 21-16 loss to American in the dual meet opener. Coach, opening thoughts on tonight's match?
We were favored in 5 matches. We won those 5 matches with not enough bonus points. They were only favored in 2 matches, and there was 3 swing matches, 49, 57, and 65, which were all crazy matches, and they won every one of them. They out-toughed us today, no doubt about it. In fact, they out-toughed us so bad, the fact that it was 21-16 is a miracle, because we're better. I'll say that. We're a better team, but they found a way to win every one of those. This guy, they're close, and they won every single one of them. In fact, matches that we thought significantly better than them, we didn't blow them out of the water like we should have. And they were favored at 33, and it was a close match, but they knew it would be close, and so did we. They were favored at 25. We can't get pinned. We gave up 2 pins today, right? Cost us to do when we got 1 major. Same. What do you call matches too? We go 3-3 in the right. I think we went 3-3 in the extra matches. So basically, we wrestled 16 matches and we each won 8. But bonus points, getting out tough in tough situations, cost us to do. So I can tell you this: they deserve to win. There's no doubt they deserve to win that match today.
Questions?
So when you look up and down the match card, it seemed very even, and of course you mentioned how you weren't too thrilled with the effort put in and the toughness put in today. 2 of those matchups were decided by pins, and of course that's 6 whole points awarded to the opposing team, as opposed to if those matches were maybe decided by just a decision. That let's say both those matches decided by decision, that is 6 points subtracted from and that's 16-5 potential win for Hofstra. So, what are your thoughts on the 2 matches that were decided by pin and potentially how you could remedy that?
I mean, we were winning one of them big, right? It was the first time he's down to weight, but your practice habits will always come out. And we keep telling everyone there, and what you do, this is a math equation. And what happens out there just gets magnified of what you've done every single day for a long period of time. So if there's mistakes and some of them are weight or some of them are not as tough as you want to be, it's because you're not doing enough things to get tougher. And that's just so we can't get caught in those pins. It just can't happen. Especially the one match that we're pinning big, and we know that kid's pinned us before. I mean, that one doesn't shock me as much because he's pinned us before, but it's annoying that he's pinned us 3 times in the same situation that we know about, and we keep telling him it's coming, and it gets pinned again. It's frustrating, right? Like, come on, man. Come on. It can't happen. And then we could have had a pin of 41. We didn't get it. There was another one. We had someone on their we had him pinned to 65, and there was actually one more. I think that's maybe it. Actually, those 2. Right? That's what it do. If 65, if we get that pin in the first 30 seconds, we win the duel. That's how close this thing is. That's why every second matters.
On the topic of everything in practice translating to the mat on duel day, what do you look forward to changing in upcoming days in practice for the next meets?
I mean, listen, we got out-willed and out-tough in some situations. And as I told the guys, that comes down to, look, we can go much, much harder, but we're going pretty darn hard. So, you start risking going too hard, you're going to start having a ton of injuries, right? So now at some point, it's about you. It's about you waking up at 2 a.m. and going for a run. Why? Because it's harder to run at 2 a.m. than it is at 9 a.m. And that's what it comes down to. And they have to start making those adjustments, or we're going to have to force feed and hold their hand in the rest of the room, and now that increases chance of injury because they have to go harder, either on their own or we have to force feed it to them. And I'd rather not force feed it to them because when you have the right people with the right culture, they do it on their own, and then you can do what's appropriate in there because they take care of the tough on their own, right? And we have some guys that aren't, and it shows. I'm not going to name names, but we have some, So honestly, I know that sounds cliche. We got out toughed and out willed today, and that's frustrating when you're the head coach,
In a more sort of optimistic standpoint, the captains were 3 for 3 today. Trey Rogers, Zachary Knight Ward, and Ross McFarland. each winning their respective matches. And of course, you said how it was the teammates that really also helped pick who the captains were. And of course,
Right.
you see something in them as well. Of course, Ross McFarlane kind of struggling through injuries last season,
Yes.
so wrestling through it, and put up a pretty decisive 5-0 victory. And Zachary Knight and Warren, of course, Trey Rogers close. But overall, your assessment on your captains in their first dual match this season?
And that's a lot of it. You know, that's American 7th or 8th dual match, and we've had one. And sometimes it's a definitely different feel, an hour weigh-in. You know, we haven't had that before. Listen, they did a good job. But if before the dual meet started, if you told me Ross McFarlane, Jacob Ferreira, Trey Rogers, and Zach Knight and Ward, we were going to get 0 bonus points out of those 4 matches, I would have said no chance. No chance. No chance. And we got 0 points. And so, like, they got to find a way to, to kind of lead the charge there. But listen, they do the things right. I thought Zach had to dig down deep, but I think Zach's 20 points better than that kid, so we shouldn't put ourselves in this situation. But I'm glad that he had some adversity and he challenged through and got big points at the end.
All right. Thanks, Coach.